Our friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here. This is Everquest Legends release day. We're going in with our Ogre warrior cleric. My plan is, I don't think any of this stuff's, actually I can leave it there for now. I've just loaded in my previous interface layout and it's kind of gone straight in from the beta, which is pretty cool. I've got in as well, no problems so far. I know on release there were some issues. I guess in this instance I've got lucky on the European servers, because I think during beta they were the quietest, and when I've logged in this morning, I'm on Erudin, so it's low population, so that's okay. But some of the American ones are still kind of high pop at the moment. But I think the release has kind of gone okay. There have been problems, but I think we just come to expect that now, don't we, really? We'll quickly go through the starter quests. Get our, what is it, 1, 2, 3 sets of boots, I think, probably. And we'll get to leveling. I need to go and get that shrink item from Black Burrow at some point. So I'm not going to be a shaman for quite some time on this character, probably, unless I decide otherwise, which is always a chance that happens. Yeah. So I'll need to shrink. Apparently you can... I'm playing in 4K. Apparently you can scale some of the UI now as well, but I won't worry about that at the moment. I'll do that at another point. Okay, give old Dougie's his wine and cigarettes or something, I guess it probably is. There's been some changes, some updates and stuff, a couple of some new AAs added and whatnot. Nothing really that kind of made me want to do anything different for starting. Let's go and talk to old grandfather Doug. Like the Shadow Knight's got a new AA, which kind of looks alright. I will be leveling Shadow Knight at some point to 50 before Kunark or an epics and stuff go in, because I want to do the epic. Okay. Oh. First spell, first resist is a good start. Hope you all got in and had a game anyway. So what we'll do is we'll kill all of these. Well, we'll kill 2 lots. I think you can wait for them to spawn, but really, I'm not bothered about that. We'll get some J boots anyway. So I guess at this point a lot of people maybe combine the boots, but they've got 5 AC on them, so let's just chuck them in the any slot for some extra AC, really. It's the way to go. Okay, Doug, we're finished. Let's get out of here. Hi there, but yeah, I mean, basically it's I'm not sure if you played the Hero's Journey, but it's essentially like an official Everquest server that's aimed at kind of solo adventuring and small kind of raid group. What the hell? Oh man, I think all the ogres that I've ever played on P99, I don't think I've ever fallen under here. I'm gonna have to duck and drown myself or something. You're joking. What the hell? Yeah, it's basically a... Stuck is not a valid command. Ay. Sorry about this. Yeah, basically it's a solo. At the moment it's vanilla, so classic EverQuest server. And the solo element comes from... How in God's name did I get stuck down here? Jeez. The solo element comes from you being able to choose 3 classes on one character, basically. And you get all the benefits of that one class. Some of the zones have been revamped, but in a... I would say in a fairly considerate way, like just had new mobs and stuff added to them or whatnot. There's new items. You get AA straight away. Alternate advancement points. Well, this started well. Thanks. Okay, let's go. Like my time in the beta, it felt, apart from the obvious changes with it being, being designed around a solo experience, it felt like playing on P99 to me. Really, it's got a good like classic feel to it. Okay, so we want to get over to Befallen as quickly as we can, but we will probably do some... We'll probably get to like level 5 or 6, predominantly at the skeleton camps. I'm not sure. I think yesterday during release they didn't have... I don't think they had the instances working. I'm not sure if they're working now. There's quite a few people here. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, you can just create your own instance as well if you want of a zone. Just trying to think if I can... I don't think I could... we'll get level 2, then we'll pop over to the lizard camps, see if I can clear those at level 2. Should be able to with a cleric, just heal myself through the damage, basically. I'm not going to worry about looting shit too much. Rusty longsword. Yeah, we'll use that. There's lots of other different mechanics and systems in the game as well. Like you can upgrade items, a bit like D&D. You get like +1, +2, +3 rusty longsword, if that's what you want. You can also, what I quite like is you can also increase the, so if you go into a dungeon, you can create your own instance, and you can increase the difficulty of it as well, which is good. And you can kind of dual class, so when you increase difficulty in a dungeon, the mobs dual class as well, you know. Level 3, I was tempted to play XR, actually. I do like a lot of their animations. They're pretty good fashion quest. You can unlock, so even though you pick your race at the start, you can unlock other races. And you can, if you want to, you can level all of the classes on one guy as well. So you can kind of have these loadouts that you can flip between if you want. Skellington. I'm not sure if Skellingtons have a habit of dropping bags like they did on P99, but we'll see. Just check the skills. Warriors get a skill called Cleave, but they haven't got it quite yet, so... I think the easiest way for as an ogre to buy cleric and enchanter spells is going to be there's a quest you can do because the XRs are located in a zone in Row, North Row, I think. And I think the easiest way will be to just, I think there's a little quest you can do to get faction with them. Yeah. Now, in beta, you could pull these individually. Maybe because they start off indifferent. Let's find out if you can do it now. Yep. So these mystics in this version have got like they've got like a proc blind. It's really annoying. Well, they did have anyway. I'm not sure if they changed it. There you go. No, he's going to spam heal himself. As I can... Yeah, these guys just basically keep you blinded. It feels like. There we go. Okay, so we'll get a level or 2 here, then we'll go over to the Skellington camp to get 5 or 6, then just go straight to Befallen, I think is the... I've got a little plan worked out. Mostly just for the items that I want to get before I kind of push on to do, you know, to kind of get to planes and dragons and stuff. Didn't get cleave then, did I? Yeah, these moats are for upgrading stuff. So what you can do, you can get like two of the same item. So you can camp J boots or something, get two of them and upgrade them by combining them. But you also get these moats that upgrade items as well. And you get different levels of moats, tiers of whatever you want to call them. From what I could see yesterday, looking at Discord and stuff, I think there's going to be a lot of the meta. I think the meta build looks like it's Paladin, Monk, Enchanter, which I did play in beta a bit, and it is pretty good. That looks like it's going to be the one. From what I could see yesterday, that a lot of people are going to go for. So there's a couple of other lizard camps over here somewhere. Remember exactly where. Oh, there we go. Any mystics this time? Nope. Judging by how popular Hero's Journey was and how busy the servers are at the moment, I'm not... Obviously, you get like a lot of fall off after a period of time. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this turns out to be their most popular server type. Rusty Scythe +1. We'll sell all those. My plan is to go Wizard at level 10 for my 3rd class. Then level it to, I think it's 25 to get the ports. And then just go Enchanter after that. And that'll be my 1st to 50 trio. I think some people are going to do Druid as well to get those ports, but nah. I never really used ports much on P99. I was someone who was more than happy just to like run around if I had to travel somewhere. It's funny though how, I don't know what people are thinking, but in beta there was still, that's request, but I can't know if I can bother to turn it in actually. I'll take it and we'll see what happens. Yeah, even in beta with all the quality of life stuff the game's got, there's still people wanting porting somewhere, you know. It's really weird. You get that thing where like someone was you literally had someone, a bit like on P99, where someone will sit there for half an hour asking for a port somewhere, and it's literally like 2 or 3 zones over, and they won't just run it, you know. They'll just sit there waiting for someone to port them. Very strange. There's either no casting time on that blind, or it's just a proc. Literally just. Ouch! I'm getting hit by something big. Don't know what it is. I'm probably might die. There's something else other than the mystic that's hitting me. I don't know where it's come from. Oh, it's a big bear. Shit. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Another little tip is not to buy spells until you're past the spell level for the spells, because you get awarded a few free spells. And it's best just to wait, see what you get. I think you get the healing spells. I think it's up to level 20, and you have to buy everything. I've never ever used maps on Everquest before. Only playing on P99 for the last 15 years or so. In combat, what am I in combat with? Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Bloody camp now, aren't they? Great. People move on quickly though. It's always interesting, like coming from P99, playing it for so long, and obviously P99 reaches a point where you don't really get too many new players, and then you come to an EverQuest server where they're all new players, and just like how differently they play. What that guy's doing, not mucking around, just pull something. Morning, mate, how you doing? Yeah, it's funny, yeah. It's funny, I got a comment on my last stream about how this server's not made for vets, whatever that means. But literally the only people that I know playing for the most part are people from P99. You know, some of them are really hardcore on P99, so I'm not sure if that was just someone who was a bit butthurt. Just doesn't like a solo version of EverQuest. I don't know. Did I get cleave yet? Nope. Man, that prop darkness is annoying. This is where the bears hang out as well. Thank you, sir. I wonder what the highest level is so far. Yeah, people definitely would have taken time off work for the start of this, definitely. Holy smoke. It seems there's a weird thing with targeting where if you... Like, I just clicked left there to get my cursor back on the screen, and I targeted a bat somewhere. I don't know where the bat is. I had that in beta. There's some weird targeting where I'll click and I'll find myself... I'll click on the landscape and find myself suddenly not targeting the... I think they also fixed... I say fixed. I mean they changed it, so I guess it must have been a fix. So there were some dungeons like Guck where the spawn times were quite a lot higher than some of the other zones, so I think they've brought those into line. Oh, someone just saying, look, this Panny Monk Enchanter is so OP. It's probably best not to start off with that, I reckon, just in case they nerf something. But I suppose if you get to 50 before they do it, you're probably not going to care much. Bat's level 7, I imagine I'm going to find it hard to hit it, so this might be a long fight. War of attrition, this one, I think, probably. I don't know why I pulled it. It's not very efficient. I'll just run this to the guards, maybe. Normally there's a guard patrolling the... patrolling the water. Could be anywhere, though. Oh, there we go. Dude. Bouncer Herd. He's such a kill stealer, Bouncer Herd. Man, the amount, over the years on P99, the amount of mobs that he's kill stealed. I think he's the one that walks right up to the entrance to Kazakh, I think. And kills the mobs outside there as well. So the starter areas, particularly the starter camps, are quite well camped. I'm interested to try out some of the different changes to, well, some of the changes to spells that they've done. So like Cleric's lost complete heal, but it's got a heal that does heals for 5,000 after, I think it's after like 18 seconds or something. I'm dual wielding now. We got cleave yet? Oh, what level do we get bloody cleave then? Is it level 5 or 6, I guess? I always miss it, but when you level, it tells you what new skills or spells it's giving you. I'll have to check the spells in a sec. I've still got, it's weird, but I still get the old alt-itis thing, even on in a game where you can just eventually be any class you want, which is weird. Well, maybe not if you're an old friend of the channel and you've watched P99, my P99 stuff, you know how terrible I am for that. But yeah, it was like the thing this time was the starting classes. Like, what should I pick? Keep swapping around. Jeez, okay. Oh man. Double Mystic Spawn. Okay. Oh, triple Mystic Spawn. That's bad luck. I think we'll take the mace. We can increase our one-handed blunt as well. Probably dual wield for the most part. I don't think it's like P99 at the moment in vanilla where you got to 30 or whatever. You're better off going two-handed. I will level two-handed. Mob spawn so fast, you're almost better just sitting at a camp until you've leveled. Level 3. I could go and do the skeletons, but I think for a lot of people, I think that's why on P99 the green server was so popular for a while. Like, people just like to start the vanilla experience You know, they like starting again, making the progress again, etc. I mean, I don't really like the later expansions. I mean, Kunark and Velius, that's it for me. The other stuff I don't really like. But yeah, but even on P99 when the green server came out, like people loved it. And you still see people over there asking for another new server so they can kind of start fresh again. Just something that people enjoy. I mean, the thing is for me is that I never, like in all the time I've played, like classic EverQuest, I guess you'd call it. Like you never get bored of the combat or the grinding because the combat and the grinding is so good, you know. Level 5. I think this should come individually. I think the other thing as well with this server is that you can do most of the game without having to worry about other people, essentially, groups or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. You can go at your own pace, experience stuff maybe you never experienced before if you weren't guilded or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Did we get any new spells? Not yet. I've seen people who like the hero's journey though actually not be that keen on this. I think because I mean the hero's journey by the time it finished had quite a lot of expansions available and all that kind of stuff. But this is also definitely like less, I would say it's less accessible than that was. Still more accessible than classic like P99 or whatever, but so I think we can probably do the entrance to before. Well, we can do the entrance to Befallen at level 5 probably. So we'll bugger off over there then. Looking at chat as well, it's interesting how players like, well, they saying that they're old Everquest players that have come back for this. But it's interesting how, like, I wonder how they, I guess maybe it's just like a mailing listing or something, or it's a friend mentions it. But it's funny how, like, for, like, it's much quieter now. Obviously, it's been about 15 years or so, but like P99 has probably been certainly the biggest classic emulated server for that long. But they'd never heard of it, and they'd never played on it. It's weird. I just thought if you were like an old classic head, then you would have heard of P99. Even if it was just through searching YouTube videos. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I guess not. I guess not. Oh, all their camps here are all nice and quiet. Zombies, yeah. No thanks. Yeah, maybe it's just my expectations of someone who did find P99. You know. This has definitely been like the most excited I've been around an MMO, though. I think about an MMO. I think probably since P99. And ironically, they're both EverQuest servers. I mean, for this one, like during the week in between beta and release, I've even been making little lists of items to get, the most efficient way of getting the items, and where to go, what to do at what point, etc. Yeah. And I haven't done that for a long time. There's already like a lot of ready-made information as well. P99's got all the maps for dungeons and stuff. All the maps are the same. They've revamped some of the mobs and stuff and included new mobs and whatnot, but yeah, pretty much the map is exactly the same. So. Come on, man. Jesus. I'm not going to repeat myself because you find it quite odd how there's a load of old EverQuest heads talking in the chat, but they've never seemed to have played P99. Never found P99. It's weird. I think we've spoken about this. Well, we've definitely spoken about this in other streams, though, regarding classic MMOs. In regards to indie MMOs, you know, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of people who claim to like classic MMOs, but actually they didn't. You know, they liked classic MMOs after they got loads of expansions. It became a bit like WoW, essentially, is what it seems to be. I'm assuming, I was talking about it earlier, but I'm assuming people are, well, I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume really, but I'm not sure if people are aware that you can, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I get to level 10, I'm going to choose a wizard. I don't want to play a wizard, but you can level it to get the port spells, and then you can drop the wizard class for another class, and you keep the port spells basically, and they become rituals that you can still use. So I think there's quite a few people that are looking at doing that. I'm only going to do wizards. I think some people are going to do druid and wizard, but a wizard port will get me close enough to where I want to go most of the time. What if they still get the hate port as well? Wizards. What's wizards have got hate port, wasn't it? I think that's how you got up there in the old days, was it? I think that's how a wizard port you up. I think now you don't need to. I think they've got like a mob that teleports you up, I think. It's also weird how, like, I didn't think that, even though it's popular, I didn't think it would be popular enough. But there's also, like, quite a lot, over the recent weeks, there's quite a lot of content channels popped up on YouTube about the game. Like, people doing a lot of those guides that every game gets. You know, I've spoken about them before, like 1,000,001 things I wish I knew before I started playing, you know, Everquest or whatever. You know, every game gets them. And you go to the channels for people doing these guides, and they've got like free videos on there, and they're doing guide videos for, you know, it's weird. And a lot of the information is regurgitated from other channels as well. So I wonder almost if it's just a thing. It's like when a new game comes out, I don't know, Baldur's Gate 2. 1,000,000,000 things I wish I knew before I started playing Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever. But they never actually played the games properly. Oops. I thought I must have been targeting something. Yeah, but they never really played the game themselves. They're just regurgitating stuff to other, because when you go on to them, like all of these things I wish I knew, they're all the same. Like every video is pretty much the same. So it just feels as though it's some sort of like a bit of a swizz, like just copying other people's content because it's what people want to see. Still haven't got cleave yet. I thought I got cleave earlier, but obviously I was imagining it. This was a cool camp on P99 as well. Particularly like if you're a bone chips class, you needed bone chips. If anyone watches this video later, and you're new here, I'd be interested to know like how you found it. Like how you, like if you were someone who hadn't played EverQuest for a long time and you just came across Legends, And also, if you'd heard about, oh, a zombie actually social aggroed, interesting. And if you'd heard about P99 as well, yeah, I'm always interested in these things, how these things come about. You have to turtle through this zombie, I think. It seems as though on Everquest Legends, like killing yellows is the most efficient way of XPing. But this guy is at the top end of the yellow. One more level it'd be red. You can kill reds, by the way. You know, there's people killing Vox and stuff in beta. You know, before the, you know, level. I think 41. So one of the dragons was killed at, maybe earlier than that, level 40, maybe. I guess if you've got the right class combination. Paladin, monk, enchanter, or something with a cleric or a bard. Well, I'm berserk now. Don't know if that means I'm going to get any juicy crits off. Probably not at this level. No classic Everquest. I think like most proc type things, your Berserker Frenzy crits were based on your decks quite a lot for going off. Come on, come on! Ooh. Man. Finish him off with a nice crit. Whew. That's close. Yeah. Playing in beta, I don't think there's a huge amount I would change. I do think there were some. I'm not sure I would change them, but there were some. It's funny because I see people playing it. I've seen some people playing it, and they understand what it is, but then they will still call out things that are not like P99 or classic Everquest, and it's a weird kind of juxtaposition, I guess, of like understanding that it's meant to be a solo game, but then there are certain things that they'll go, I don't like that because it's not classic or whatever, and it's kind of like, well, this is not supposed to be really. I mean, there's an enchanter in beta, like mesmerization. I mean, mesmerization is amazing on P99, so you know, so what, you know, whatever, but like on here. Yeah, you can just get it off easy, and it trivializes the content. But then, you know what? I'm sure the content's not supposed to be trivial, but obviously it's a solo based, so there's kind of a thing there of how challenging should it be. I know. I think in beta they lowered. Was it lowered or highed? I'm not sure. I think in difficulty 0 they maybe lowered the hit points of some of the raid mobs like Ini and stuff. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yes, tricky one. So there's new items. So there's they've revamped a few of the dungeons already, and there's new names in there with new equipment. And equipment is like even for the level, even if you're looking at level 50, like some of the equipment you can get in Befallen and stuff is a lot more potent than it would be on like P99, for example. But then the stat cap is like 500 on this game, so I guess it's all relative to, you know, it's all relative to be how they're trying to balance this as a solo experience. Yeah, I guess that's just how it is, isn't it? You know, you happen to get something in one of your recommended channels or whatever, and that's it. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess also because it's an official server, like you just wouldn't. I guess you just wouldn't have, unless you'd been watching Everquest content. Like you probably wouldn't have got a like a P99 recommendation video. I mean, P99 was going long before they had shorts anyway, you know, so I guess it's probably that. I guess it's an algorithmical thing as well. I guess like on YouTube, maybe it's a thing where suddenly all these new content creators have appeared out of nowhere playing Everquest Legends, and so I'm glad they stuck with the old models though. People in game complaining they don't have the new models. Like, what the hell? It's like someone during beta was saying that the hole is the worst zone in Everquest. Like, what are you talking about? It's literally the best zone in Everquest. What the fuck? It's like game in itself. The hole. Literally I pay for the hole as an expansion on its own. It's such a dense dungeon. Okay, the marsh bear killed me last time, didn't it? Oh, hello. Mobs don't carry what they're holding in their hand either in this game. Well, some of the names do, I've noticed, but in general, mobs don't. I think there's something to do with if you're in a group, every player has their own personalised loot from the mob when it dies, so or their own randomised loot drop. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I just copied it from, like, I faffed around with it during beta, and yeah, I just copied it from there, basically. I don't know if you're aware, but I mean, you probably are, but if you go to, I know you can't see because it's really small, but if you go to interface, if you go to interface, there's a button that says copy layout, and you can copy a layout from a previous character that you've had. Yeah, it's all right. I like to have the damage numbers that I'm doing and I'm getting hit with just numbers only. I've got some skill magic stuff going on here. On P99, I used to have a on P99 I normally have a separate box for skill gains, but skills go up so quickly. On here, it's not really relevant. Oh, okay, mate. Yeah, cool. Yeah, just go auto, go to interface, copy layout, and it'll just copy one from a previous character, even a beta character. So Hey Liz, how you doing? Yeah, sure thing, mate. Yeah. I'm not sure what you're familiar with Everquest wise, but it's yeah. You had Hero's Journey, which was a similar sort of thing, but Daybreak didn't like that, so they closed it down, and they've done their own version, which is you know at the very basic description, it's an Everquest aimed at solo, a small group, small raid kind of thing. What tipped you over then, Liz? Because I know that you weren't too keen on it initially. Or you didn't seem too keen on it anyway. Ah, okay. Oh. These people, these newbies, got no bloody camp etiquette, have they? Not that I was killing that camp, to be honest. I'm just moaning. Bloody troll as well, look. It's funny. It's funny playing. It's weird in EverQuest, but it's funny. Like after playing on P99 for so long, where although raiding was a shit show, and you did get people general day-to-day gaming where they'd act like dickheads. Generally it was all, my experiences are always pretty good. But then you go and play I don't want to use a term, but a more modern MMO, or even playing this, and I've had quite a few instances of people just not having the same camp etiquette that you have. Yeah, I suppose that I was talking a little bit about that earlier, though. I suppose I guess you kind of have to, like, if you're gonna play it, you got to accept that it's not P99. That's just how it's balanced, really. But you can still, like I did some D4 before, and I've done some D4 Guck and a few other places, and you can easily die, particularly if you're not a bard or an enchanter. Yeah, but I guess it's just how it is, isn't it? It's just I think how it is essentially what it's supposed to be. It's kind of doing what it says on the tin, I think. And I suppose, yeah, and I guess it's just then depends on, is that something that you want? I mean, I really enjoyed the hero's journey, and I would say the hero's journey really was even easier than this, predominantly because it had loads of expansions for it out, and it was easy to get. It was easy to go to the bazaar and just buy loads of OP equipment, pretty much straight away almost. Yeah. I think to me, this feels a bit like, what's that, Marsh Bear, level 9. It's just inefficient. Let's see if that troll killed these skeletons up here. I mean, I loved Hero's Journey. That's predominantly why I'm here. But also, like, I really just don't have any other MMO that I feel even remotely excited about at the moment. I don't know if that's just me or the games, but yeah. I think from what I can tell from when I play beta, you get spells are the main issue. Like, you get all the skills you get for all of your classes when you level up. But after level 20, spells are the thing. But I mean, they've even really kind of thought about that, because you just go to New Sebelis essentially. There's a little Ixar faction quest that you can do, and they've got all the spell vendors there, so you can just go there and just buy the spells you need for the various classes. I mean, I've got a cleric ogre, so I'm going to have to go there and buy them. Yeah. There was a slight nerf to experience as well. When you get a few levels, the experience goes down a bit for killing the same. So if you know, at level 4 or whatever, you're killing a yellow 4 levels above you, you get a certain amount of experience. But then when you get to level 10, killing a mob 4 levels above you, you get less experience than you did then. So there's kind of like a scaling. Oops, a slight scaling down. I actually didn't really mind the levelling speed on this, actually. I mean, some people said it was too slow still, but I don't know what version of Everquest they've been playing. Probably, I don't know. I don't know what lives are like now. I haven't been anywhere near live for 20 years. More than that now. Yeah, so like in a dungeon, killing a yellow mob, you actually generally get the equivalent of, like, if it's a level or 2 above you, you kind of get the equivalent of what you would get on P99 in a dungeon from a Zen point of view. But obviously the quicker leveling from P99 is just the fact you kill mobs quicker, basically. So essentially. I'm looking forward to doing some of the epics again. Like I say again, I mean, only on the hero's journey, I only managed to do the mage one. That was kind of the one that I wanted to do. But yeah, like Shadow Knight, Warrior epic, hoping to do Shaman, which I did get on P99, but I didn't really do it all myself. Unlock some of the races, level some of the other classes. There's a lot of content here for a while. Depending on what their plans are, I'm not sure how I would play beyond Kunark. I'm not too keen on, like, I think the revamp zones are good. They've been quite sympathetic, but I'm not keen on what would you call it? Custom zones, that kind of thing. I think that kind of falls too far out the Everquest thing for me, really. Little bear down there's waiting to kill me, I'm pretty sure. I guess it depends on, I don't know, you know, like, I think there's like I think one of the first things coming out is a new dungeon zone. I can't remember what it's called. I'm not even sure if maybe it's an Everquest zone that was in a later expansion. I'm not sure. But I mean, I'd have a look. You know, if it feels EverQuesty, classic EverQuesty, then fine. But if it's got like new models and all that kind of stuff, I think that would probably be my tipping point. I think maybe. There was a little road map came out. I think Cunark is maybe penciled in for Christmas. Was it Christmas? Can't remember. I think so. I guess also considering how popular the opening's been, I guess they've probably got a bit of extra cash now, maybe to throw out some more developers and stuff. When I spent, towards the end of beta, I spent some time in Lower Guck. And this does scratch. I mean, everything happens quicker than it would do, than it did on P99, for example. But it did scratch that camping itch. I really, Lower Guck, I was doing Cavalier and the other two names, just going around a little circle. And I really enjoyed doing that. It really appealed to my I think the custom zones are not really completely custom at the moment, though, are they? So like Befallen, so they've kind of played around with the mobs and included some new names and stuff. I don't know. I'm sure I'd heard that there was like a. I'd heard rumours that there was like a. Like they're taking a zone from EverQuest 2 or something and fitting it into the game. I don't know. I'm sure I saw on the map, on the road map, there's like a big new zone coming. It didn't sound like a classic EverQuest zone that I'd ever heard of. I'd have to have another look. I know they want to try and be different, I guess, you know, to a certain extent, but I think not having like strong discussions about not having Velius come out after Cunark is just a mistake for me, really, because I think it's part of it. You know, it's like you're removing part of the soul of that trio, that classic trio. I think it just fits in perfectly with it, you know. Oh, okay. So yeah. So what we're saying essentially is that it was on like a drawn map of Noraf, but it was never in the game. So essentially, it kind of, you know, it's not like the zone. I don't think the zone would have been designed and then just not included. I'm assuming. I mean, if you look at the map of Noraf, there's a load of stuff on there that's not in the game. So I guess it's one of those. I think if it, I'm not sure if they're designing their own mobs and stuff, but I think as long as everything's designed with the same low poly art style, classic EverQuest art style, that'd be fine, I think. I mean, it doesn't even matter if they use old mobs and just recolor them or something or whatever, you know. I'm not sure. I was about to say it's not. This came up I know you can't see it. It's a flaming fist from Nagina. It's not. There's no point in increasing my hand-to-hand skill on a warrior though, because I don't think there's any hand weapons for a warrior. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the roadmap is, but on the roadmap it's got a new zone mentioned. It's coming out quite soon, I think, summer. Wasn't there a dungeon zone coming on the roadmap called Necropolis something or something? Necropolis, I can't remember. Not Dragon Necropolis, something else. Yeah, personally, I'll play up to Kunark, do the epics, do some epics, and then see how it goes. You know, and that's plenty of content, and then see what they release after that. Right, I think we might as well go to Before. No reason not to. EQ2, right? Okay. I don't know. It's weird because like, how does it fit into the EverQuest 1 like early lore? I suppose. Maybe they'll make their own lore. Paying 50 plat to gather to Hallis. Blimey. It was a big. I had a real conundrum this morning. It was toss up between Popular Dungeon in EQ2. Okie doke. I didn't like EQ2, but I mean, you know, if they pull it over and it's got the same vibe as this, then you know, not a problem. Yeah, I had a conundrum when I started because I was thinking of starting Barbarian instead of Ogre, but I'll unlock it at some point. I think I heard that the Ogre is one of the hardest races to unlock if you want to swap your race around and stuff. So, and I love Ogres anyway, you know. Oh, really? Oh, I don't. Oof, God, no. No, I wouldn't. If it's not classic graphics like this, I'm out. I mean, I mean, if they'd have forced failures, if they'd have forced um, thingy graphics, I probably wouldn't have played. Yeah, I no, not for me. I mean, if they're going to port it over as it was in EverQuest 2, I can't imagine I'll be much interested. Yeah, I mean, I was glad we got vanilla graphics. Like, if it had been Looklin graphics, I don't think I'd have played. I just can't bear them. There's one or two of the races are pretty decent. I think Ixar's pretty good, but for the most part, nah. as I said, I mean, you know, like you know, vanilla plus Cunard plus epics. I mean, there's a ton of content there anyway. Definitely getting money's worth, even if I don't play beyond that really. Like little achievements, but I don't know if you actually get anything for the achievements. If you get a certain amount, or if you get all the achievements, don't know. Maybe you get rewarded every now and again for an achievement. Oh, you get points, and maybe you can use the points on something. Okie doke. Oh shit! It's alright, boys. You ignore me, I'll ignore you. Probably good camps actually. All yellow mobs. I think most people just swamp for the Befallen or maybe Black Burrow. Pretty much when you get to level 5 or 6. Oof, loads of sand giants. That's nice. Much higher spawn rate sand giants around here than normal. I do love the giant mobs. They're so good. What's there actually? Because I think their door in New Sebelis, they've unblocked it, haven't they? But I don't know what's behind it. Is it a newbie zone? Another newbie zone or? And I guess that would be. I'm not sure if they've used old Sebelis. Oh wow. Oh, so it's a newbie zone. So what have they taken that old Sebelis and just adapted it, or is it a new? Is it a new zone completely designed by them? I should go and have a look. Undead skelly spiders. Oh, interesting. Is it using? Is it a new map, or are they using? Yeah, there's a Shadow Knight dude here as well. I killed him in beta. He didn't drop anything particularly. Maybe it's for a quest. I don't remember him from P99. Oh, okay. Where am I going? Get myself in trouble here. Undead. Oh, okay. Undead and spiders. Undead spiders. That'd be pretty cool. All right, dude. Okay. So it's the city zone, but they've made it bigger, and it's got like a newbie area in it. Cool. Nice. Somewhere for the exiles to go. This guy. It's been about half an hour now. He could have run to Halas, really. I might go and check that zone out then, mate, actually. Oh, okay. Plenty of rusty stuff then, I guess. Oh, tarnished it was in Cunark, was it? Or was tarnished one up from rusty when you polished them? I can't remember. Something like that. I'm quite looking forward to getting a robe for my ogre, just for... I'm sure it's not practical if you're getting hit over plate, but just for yeah, just for Fashion Quest really. Definitely some Cunark robes I'd like to get. Not sure what people are doing for equipment and stuff, but the stuff that I want, I'm mostly just going to get +5s. I'm not going to faff around too much. Even though like leveling is a bit slower here than Hero's Journey, you know, I think it gets to a point. I think once you get around a level 35 to 40 mark, you might as well push on to 46, so you can start doing planes and stuff, do dragons and whatnot. So yeah, I think +5. Basically, just do D4, get 2 +4s, combine them, you get a +5. I'm going to do that for probably Baron's Blade, pristine leather armor, probably. I do want to get a rubicite breastplate. Maybe a two-handed and a one-handed blunt weapon just to keep the skills up. That kind of thing. I'm interested to see how people who have gone more like melee based pretty much exclusively get on. There's a guy here, Warrior Shadow Knight Berserker. Like, I wonder how they'll sustain themselves if they're soloing like Ini or whatever. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay, mate. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they've made camping longer as well, which I don't mind. It's not a problem. So you got like a chance. So in D4, you got a chance of getting +4 of you. Okay, fair enough. Oh well, fair enough. Which means camping a bit longer, I suppose, or just blasting on to 46. I guess, you know, it's options. I think the only thing I'd like to actually get from a Fashion Quest point of view early on is just a rubicite breastplate, really. I don't know if I'd want an Everquest 3, to be honest, mate. I just don't think that I don't think there's anyone capable of doing like an Everquest game justice anymore. I don't, you know. It's like all games, you know, all the old classic studios. I mean, like Fallout, with the exception of Fallout 4, predominantly, is like probably my favourite game series. But an Obsidian just announced a new Fallout game, and I didn't. My heart didn't skip a beat, really. Didn't even increase by 1 beat per minute extra, because Obsidian is just a farcical clown show of what they used to be. So I just don't have any faith. Yeah, I don't have any faith in anyone doing EverQuest 3. What would I want? Well, something like EverQuest 1, but maybe with some I don't know. You see, the thing is, like, I mean, I've played all MMOs. I'm not one of those like P99 classic EverQuest players who just doesn't play any classic MMOs because, just because of that. I play quite a lot of classic modern MMOs, and I quite like them for the most part. But it's a bit like why I just haven't. I don't really have any enthusiasm for Embers Adrift or Pantheon or Monster Memories or whatever. Is because, like, for me, like EverQuest, classic EverQuest, for example, has got a classic MMO has got certain parameters that it needs to work in. I think from a design point of view, and if you're not doing that, then you're not a classic MMO. That might sound harsh, but that's just my feeling on it, And so, an EverQuest 3, I don't know, like what I would. I don't even know because what could you do? I mean, I guess you could come up with some new lore, and new zones and stuff, and whatever it may be. But I don't know. It's difficult. I don't think you can do an EverQuest 3 personally. Not that I would probably, not that would appeal to me. I don't think. All right, let's see if we can create our own instances because it was broken a bit yesterday. It's loading in anyway. The problem is that I'm not even sure I'd want the like classic EverQuest visuals updated, because what would they do? It would just be like a Unity or Unreal Engine looking slop, that you get where everything looks the same and whatnot. Yeah. So to answer your question, actually, I wouldn't want an EverQuest 3. That would be my answer, because it's just, yeah. Picked up any. Oh, I have picked up some extra spells. Got a new healing. Might as well chuck that on. Like when I first started playing on P99 a long time ago, like a lot of us, like myself and some people, like friends of the channel, we used to say we just like classic EverQuest, but with some quality of life stuff. But I don't know. I'm not sure now. You get 3 mobs here. I think you get a rat come from around the corner. Normally the rat is higher level. Did I get cleave yet? Hey, got some cleave. Oh, I've already got it set up from last time. Whoa, steady on. I haven't even got auto attack switched on. Okay. I don't want a zone here. You can't. One of the things about creating your own instances, you can only create a certain amount of instances over a period of time. So that did not go well. So what we'll do is we'll spawn at the entrance and try again. I need to pick the lowest level mob. Just clear it out of the way and clear it that way. I think probably. I don't think I've got any. Oh, I've actually got lull actually. So maybe we'll try lulling this time. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, that was kind of what we used to talk about 10, 12 years ago when like P99 was at its peak. Like we'd all say, "Oh, we just love classic EverQuest, but with some quality of life things. Nothing drastic, But now I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Yeah. Right. We got around here. Man, I should have gone over to Blackbar and tried to get that shrink item as quickly as possible. Let's see if we can lull this stuff. No. We only get 2 though this time, maybe? No, we get all 3 again. Okay. I just burn 1 down. Oh, we got the level 7 mob this time, so that's alright. Now, you know what I'm not getting, which was very annoying in the beta, is... I'm not getting stunned, melee stunned all the time. Oh, we got 1. Cool. Okay, so we got 1 out of the way. Alright, so even though they respawn quick, we are... I've got a pair of gloves as well. So if we can just keep this little camp down to level 6, I think we'll be alright. We should be able to. We're playing a lot of, like before this came along, I was playing a lot of Project Gorgon, actually. Although it's pretty much kind of died a death population-wise from when it did the Steam release a little, a couple of months or so ago. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's got a nice feeling to it. Lots of unique stuff that other MMOs don't have as well. So. Can we get the rat again? Yeah. Can't help himself. Oh, no stuns. Beautiful. Beautiful. If we can kill this dude, and we've still got some mana left, I reckon we can probably turtle our way through this rat. Though... What I was thinking of doing to get to level 10 quickly, maybe I would do it. Won't bother now. Oh, we don't want the rat to be at the front spawn area. Stuff you, rat. Yeah, what I saw... Oh, don't make us zone. He's level 10 though, right? Shit. Yeah, I think some people who are really playing the meta are going to start with a mage. Because you get like I've got to kill that rat. It's too high level. I've got to get rid of it before the other one spawns. Yeah, going to start a mage because you get water pets really early on. And I think you get an upgrade or 2 before level 10. So kind of going main class mage. And then at level 10, swapping the mage and whatever for your main trio. That might have been a good idea. Right, come on, before the other mob spawns. Let's just pull this dick. Okay, shithead. Let's pull it before the other skeleton respawns. We should be alright. Hopefully. A lot of people were talking they were going to go warrior from level 1 to 10. for leveling speed because of cleave, but I think cleave's, even someone who likes a warrior, I think cleave's pretty naff early on. Really doesn't do, like, it's not going to be doing anywhere near, like, you know, mage pet damage up to level 10. Not quite sure what that was all about. It does AoE, but really, oh, shithead. Let's kill the skeleton. Maybe. We're going to struggle here. Got one more heal left, probably. He's just smacking me for the big bucks. At this level, I'm not going to get any big critical hits in or whatever, so I can't imagine. Spam healing. Hopefully get enough mana in a minute. Not quite. Come on. Actually, I haven't got any of my stances on. What a noob. So I'm not gaining any strategy points. Man. I just realised. Stick defensive on. Obviously, you take less damage. Duh. I might die anyway. I'm going to die anyway, I think. Ah, man. I forgot I didn't have any of my stances on. Stupid, isn't it? What a noob. Right. Okay. Well, we'll keep defensive on. I ran with inversion a lot, actually. We might as well go for that again. Get my spell, my heals off quicker. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't ever remember dying here in beta, so the only thing I can think of is I had my stances turned off, which was stupid, or I must have just come here at level 6 or 7, which makes a big difference. I like the way that, I've said it before, but I like the way that they found a way of making stamina relevant with the attack abilities. I thought that was cool. And stances as well, I think. Right. There we go. Taking a lot less damage. Of course. All because I didn't have the stars turned on. I think this is the only PC game in general I'm playing at the moment. I've got back into retro collecting a bit, only slightly, because the rip-off pricing now is pretty ridiculous. But I mean, I bought a few little bits on eBay cheap. Got some Japanese Saturn games, a few quid. There's a guy on there selling some Japanese PlayStation 1 games, which I've kind of saved. I don't have Japanese PlayStation 1 at the moment, but that's easily fixed. This morning I bought... there's a company called Mod Retro who released a version of the Game Boy Color that was compatible with... I don't know what I'm doing there. It's compatible with original games. They just released the M64, which is like a Nintendo 64. With like HDMI output, and it's like an FPGA N64 essentially, but it plays all the original cartridges, plus it plays all regions of cartridges as well. So I've ordered one of those. I've been looking at some. There's a few Japanese game stores now, retro game stores that sell that sell games, and they ship them worldwide as well. I was looking yesterday, and there's a couple of, like, you can buy a couple of games from there for the Saturn or the N64 or whatever, and including shipping, it's cheaper than buying one of those games from eBay at the moment. Obviously, like, if you want a role-playing game, you know, unless you speak Japanese, you're gonna need, unless you can read kanji and whatever, then you're gonna need the English version. But yeah, this FPGA stuff, which, I mean, I've got like a Mister, and I've got a Mister FPGA anyway, so I've been using FPGAs for quite a while. But like, it's amazing that they're able to also like build these systems so you can run original stuff on it as well. So I think the Neo Geo AES Plus that I pre-ordered, I think that's coming in November. That's kind of like FPGA based as well. And I think there's a PS1 one that's been released, and it came with an add-on, a CD drive add-on that plays original discs. I think the quality of that drive is not, the first revision is not very good, so it's had problems. But yeah, it's nice that that people are keeping the old stuff alive and making them more affordable as well. You know, I mean, like the AES Plus Neo Geo games, I think, like, UK pounds, I think it's still 80 quid, but that's much better than they were. And when you're looking at, you know, companies looking at charging $100 for a new game, new AAA game. It's so nice to have, like, I'm not going to moan about Sony stopping physical media. You know, I haven't bought a new game physically for quite some time. I do invest in like a collector's edition every now and again, like I got the Cyberpunk one when it came out, but yeah, but I do like physical media, and I like to take them down. Like, I like the whole experience of taking them down, putting them in the machine, loading them up, and playing them. I like having them on the shelf, you know. It's that kind of hoarder, blokey type thing, I suppose, you know. Yeah, I've just been setting up my retro consoles that I've still got. I sold off a lot of my collection years ago, which I'm obviously gutted about now, but there you go. I got the PS3 running yesterday. Installed Metal Gear Solid 4, which was quite an experience. Actually went quite smoothly. The hardest thing was logging into my account again, because you have to, the amount of hoops you have to jump through now to get into your Sony account. I think I must have got 10 different emails and texts with different codes on just to log into my account. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the last game that I actually bought, paid money for, outside of like retro collecting. What game would it have been? I bought a couple of indie games recently that I weren't particularly impressed with. Ones that, you know, streamers said were the best games ever, but actually they weren't. Stalker 2, I think, probably. Which I enjoyed. Like, even though it, it wasn't quite the Stalker successor that I'd have liked. I think along with Fallout, the Stalker series are probably my favourite games. But yeah, but I think that was the last one I actually paid AAA game I paid money for, I think. I'm looking around trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there was. I think the problem with stopping physical media is that it moves closer to this thing about, you'll buy games but you'll never own them properly kind of thing. I literally got my PS3 set up yesterday and I could just install the disc and play the game. I just think that's how it should be still. I guess it's about money, right? But the problem is that you're punishing the wrong thing. Like, stop making shit games. Stop employing people based on their ideology as opposed to if they're actually good at making games or not. And maybe you'd sell more games and make more money. You think it would just be logical, wouldn't you, really? But no, apparently not. We're getting a bit flash now. We've got our stance on. Oops. Now we've got stance on. Don't make that mistake. Right, it was a newbie mistake. I didn't put my stance on, so I was getting absolutely battered. Now we're winning. I was thinking to myself, this is harder than beta. What's happened? Have they changed it? Nope. I did warrior monk something, as I can't remember what it was as well in the beta. That was quite nice. You had loads of melee skills. You just fire them off all together, do a load of damage. It was bad for your stamina though, but you know. I think I might camp some. I might get a few basic bits before while I'm leveling the wizard to get the ports. I might just get a couple of bits, so when I get demoted back to 10 again, when I pick the enchanter, yeah, I've just got some little bit twinked to speed up the leveling a little bit. This is the thing that I kind of find a bit weird. Like whenever something like this comes out, and I'm including like the indie MMOs as well, people's attitude towards them, is people think it's going to be a completely different experience in the sense that there's not going to be anyone who's playing them competitively or being a sweaty, essentially. Well, of course, that's ridiculous, but that's just how they want it to be, because they want it to be their game, you know, and whatever. And that's the kind of thing that I find odd. But I perfectly understand someone being a sweaty. It's a game with numbers. Numbers go up, get better. Of course, that's going to appeal to some people, and people should be able to play how they want. But when you've got like, but the thing that I do feel that people are missing out on is where people, like, there's people in chat just constantly asking to be ported somewhere. The game's got like a party port thing, where if you're in a group and you're somewhere, you can summon your group members. I just think you're missing out. You know, just run there. Like the game starts you off with a, you know, like a basic pair of J boots, basically. You know, just run there, so you're not missing out. You're experiencing the zones and stuff. You're not just skipping all the zones to get to where you want to go. You know, if people want to do that, it's fine. It just feels like you're missing out. You know, you're missing out. I don't know. Not sure what to spend my AA points on. First thing I got was the quick buff, so I'll probably save up for that first again. I think there's a cleric plus enchanter at some point. It's going to be. Did I not just kill that rat? I guess not. He spawned quickly. Man, these all streams spawned quickly. Actually, no, it was the other rat I killed, wasn't it? The one from at the back. So yeah, no, fair enough. Ignore the seagulls. When you live right on the sea, almost on top of it, that's what you get. Although I know coming from London, you used to get quite a lot of urban seagulls, shall we call them, as well. I guess get pummeled again. I guess they fan out looking for spots to scavenge. Tell you what, I mean, I was always a fan of ogres anyway on P99, but I haven't got stunned at all so far. Like, that was one of the things I noticed when I was playing in beta and I wasn't an ogre. Pretty much every fight starts off with you getting stunned, and it's just constant stunning, constant stunning through the whole fight. Doesn't help with spell stuns, of course, but it's really nice not getting stunned. Yeah, we've got. I didn't realise, but seagulls during breeding season. I mean, in the UK, we've got loads of like Seagull City, pretty much everywhere you go, and also they're massive. Like, I've seen some Americans on YouTube reacting to British seagulls, and they are like pterodactyls. But during mating season, they're also protected. Difficult in all, yeah. I think the rat is like 10, which is a bit of an issue. I think the problem is it's the same on. It's actually very similar to P99. I noticed when I played a warrior. Jesus Christ. Particularly on knights, is that like melee classes just miss so much. I kill this rat before the end. Kill this skeleton before the end. Yep, we did. Give me a heal. 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 I remember when I was in beta, like I was at the bottom of Befallen camping Baron, and I think Baron always spawns as a, like camping him on D4. I think he always spawns as a cleric. I think there was one spawn where I think he was a cleric paladin or something, or he always spawns as a paladin. I'm not sure which one, but holy smokes, you just got to sit there and just essentially let him run out of mana, basically. Just, like you wait for that lay on hands, and then you just let the mana run out. It's yeah, you really do turtle that fight. Well, I thought we was going to die there, but we kept it together. Don't pull the other mobs. Ah, yay. Okay. That's what I liked about the warrior cleric combo is you literally just kind of, oh, we got ourselves a shield. I like that. You're just turtling your way through. You just, you're out wearing the opponents out until I played a little bit of P99 actually last week over the weekend. Played my warrior, little gnome warrior that I was leveling before I stopped playing. I liked, yeah, I like getting a few fights where you kind of have this thing where I don't run, if I die, and you just do a corpse recovery. But yeah, quite a few fights where you get down to berserker mode, and yeah, you win the fight by a couple of %. It's always pretty cool. So, shield AC4. I don't know. Yeah, quick buff was basically the first one I saved up for quick buff because it's 5, and I think I'll probably do the same here. I mean, my first run, I don't think wizards have too many buffs, do they? So I think my first run's 25. I'm only going to have cleric buffs essentially, but I might save up for it anyway because once I get the enchanter online, okay, I think we've got to pull him then. Be rude not to. Yeah, yeah. In the UK, they're definitely. I guess it's quite a small island, isn't it? So they've just found out over the decades, and yeah, I said in London we used to get them. Here though, like because we wanted a, basically when we moved in, we made a newbie error of we've got a flat chimney breast at the top, so we've got a pair nesting essentially, and the way they seem to live is that a bit of cloth armor can't be bad. Like either they arrive there or they turn up at 4 in the morning and wake us up. And we spoke to a friend who does like a pest control, which we know we don't see them as pests, but and they said they can't do anything in the summer during mating season, but in the winter we'll probably put something on top of the chimney pot at least to not get woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I mean, what a nightmare in beta it was getting stunned. Jeez. But this is really nice. There is an AA for stunning, but I don't think it's 100%. But I think that does operate all around you. But yeah, getting stunned in Beetle is a nightmare not playing an Ogre. Someone's got a +4 Baron's Blade. I wonder if it might be better off just waiting for a +4 drop, then moving on. Seeing as they've changed the whatever. Yeah, I think I saw that Rogue, they've given Rogue some quite nice combat skills, I think, maybe. Some new ones. I imagine Rogue pairs with a pet well, if the pet's taunting, or maybe like a Shadow Knight or something. Like Fear Kite and just keep backstabbing it. It's probably quite nice. Some sort of rogue assassin, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Dark Elf rogue assassin. Shadow Knight, where you're just backstabbing the crap out of them. Oh yeah, that was a nice little addition. Nice little addition. Good for the jokes as well. Like every HR department's got a Karen working in it, so good for the memes. I imagine they've probably got a good well, I don't say imagine. I guess you would think they would probably have some good defensive, evasive skills. Don't know. I haven't even looked at them. The models look cool. I bet they look good with armor on as well. That was the other thing. Do I need to pull anything else? I'm probably going to get spawned again. I need to go anyway shortly because I've got, if you can believe it, on this opening Everquest Legends Day, I've got some, excuse me, I've got some chores to do. I'll be back this afternoon playing, not streaming, but I'll stream tomorrow. But I'll probably be a few more levels ahead. Hopefully we'll be a bit further into Fallen. It'd be interesting to see, because like every MMO has drop off, right? Although when I started playing Hero's Journey, there was still like thousands of people playing it. It'd be interesting to see if there's any drop off, if it's big, like the indie MMOs, you know, where it comes out and there's thousands of people playing it, and within 2 months you log in and there's like, you know, 15, 20 people online. I wonder how this will go. Cause I mean, I'm guessing the attraction of Hero's Journey for so long was the fact that you could just log into EverQuest, do what you want. I guess that's what it was. And seeing as this has got a similar appeal, I guess, you know. Oh, level 6. What did we get for level 6? Nothing. Not a sausage, not even a cleric spell. Holy smokes. I'm sure we have if I go and bought them, but you know, nothing free. Where's my freebies? Puny warrior. Puny skeleton's only level 5 now. We're starting to turn the tide. Okay, folks. Well, I've got to stop. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll play some more this afternoon. Obviously, probably get a few more levels. Get level 10. Start doing some. Chuck the wizard on. Get the wizard going. All that kind of thing. I want to get to level 10 today and start leveling the wizard. Get that done. And that's it anyway, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.